Hey, if you want to become wealthy, slow down. What? Go slow in order to become wealthy? It sounds strange, doesn't it? We are constantly told the opposite. Earn faster, invest faster, become rich as quickly as possible. But in his book, The Art of Spending Money, Morgan Housel makes a surprising point. Money that arrives quickly often disappears just as quickly, while wealth accumulated slowly is far more likely to endure. However, there is a major problem. Before we become wealthy through the slow accumulation of money, we must escape one dangerous trap. Stay with me till the end. I will give you a practical plan to avoid that trap. Morgan Housel begins the lesson with one man, one boxing match, and one quote that changed everything. So let's begin. The quote that caused the trouble, social debt. In 1971, Frank Lucas attended a famous Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier boxing match at Madison Square Garden. Lucas was a powerful drug trafficker in New York. For years, however, he had lived quietly and avoided attracting attention. That night, he made one serious mistake. He arrived wearing a floor-length chinchilla fur coat with a matching hat. At the time, the outfit was around $100,000. In today's money, it's about $1 million. Suddenly, every eye turned towards him. The crowd noticed him, the journalists noticed him, the police noticed him. People began asking, "Who is this?" The man dressed as though he's richer than celebrities, politicians around him. Lucas later said that he entered the venue as an unknown man, but left as a target. The police soon became interested in him, and it was not long before he was arrested. Morgan Housel uses this story to explain what he calls social debt, the hidden cost of spending money to change the way other people see us. Social debt may not bring police to our door, but it can create envy, pressure from relatives, comparisons with neighbors, and the constant need to upgrade our lifestyle. Once we buy a new car, we may feel pressured to buy an even better one. Once we build a big house, we may feel compelled to display an even wealthier lifestyle. Before buying something expensive, I believe we should ask ourselves, am I buying this because it genuinely improves my life, or because I want to change the way other people see me? Maintaining other people's attention is expensive. Morgan Housel then describes a path that is completely different from this loud and wasteful one. This is how many millions are actually created. Quiet compounding. Lao Tzu is often credited with the idea that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished in its proper time. A tree does not grow by making noise. A river does not carve a valley in a single day. Nature builds everything quietly, and money often works in the same way. Many ordinary people become wealthy not because they are brilliant economists, but because they save, invest, and remain patient for decades. They do not boast about themselves. They do not chase every trend. They do not constantly compare themselves with others. They simply allow time to do its work. That is quiet growth. Many people fail at investing not because they lack intelligence, but because they cannot remain invested for long enough. Quiet compounding means telling myself, I do not need to look clever this month. I need to make sensible decisions for decades. Fast wealth attracts attention. Slow wealth produces results. My real dream should not be to become rich and famous. It should be to become wealthy and free. Yet even slow wealth carries a hidden danger. Money can become part of my identity. The danger of making money your identity. Morgan Housel compares money to fuel in a vehicle. Now, we need fuel to complete a journey. But the purpose of the journey is not really to visit the gas stations. Money is similar. It's useful, but it should never become the whole purpose of my life. The danger begins when I attach labels to myself. I'm a saver. I spend only on comfort. I never waste money. I always buy the best. These labels may appear harmless, but over time they become prisons. A person who has saved for decades and achieved financial freedom may still feel guilty about spending even a small amount on themselves. Someone determined to show the world that they're successful may feel forced to maintain the same types of cars, houses, brands, and lifestyles even after their circumstances or priorities have changed. At that point, money no longer serves you. You begin serving money. Morgan Housel's message is very simple. Money should support who you are, not decide who you are. I can test this with one question. If someone knew my income, could they predict exactly how I spend? Now, if the answer is yes, I may be acting out a script written by the society. People who use money well, spend generously on what they genuinely love and cut ruthlessly from things that mean little to them. That leads to the next question. How do I discover what is truly worth spending money on? Wide funnel, tight filter. Morgan Housel offers a simple rule for spending. Use a wide funnel and a tight filter. Think about reading. If you're searching for a book that could change your life, you cannot confidently select one in advance. You need to begin with many books because you do not know which one will have the greatest effect. However, once you realize that a particular book is not useful to you, you should feel free to stop reading it quickly. Spending works in the same way. Within your financial limits, you can experiment with different uses of money. Travel, education, health, experiences with family, convenience, or helping others. Then you should ask, did this bring genuine and lasting value to my life? Now, if the answer is yes, it may be worth continuing. If the answer is no, or if it provided only a temporary thrill, you should stop spending on it without shame or damage to your self-respect. I do not have to enjoy something merely because other people do. What works for one person may not work for another. Some people love traveling. Some prefer staying at home. Some care deeply about fashion. Others barely think about clothing. Some love cars. Others simply want a reliable way to travel. Spending wisely does not mean cutting every expense. It means spending more on what genuinely matters to you and spending less on purchases made only to gain social approval. Even when you try to spend wisely, one final trap remains: allowing price and branding to deceive you. Expensive does not automatically means better. We often assume that a higher price must mean higher quality. We expect an expensive restaurant to provide more happiness, an expensive shirt to feel more comfortable, and an expensive hotel to create better memories. Sometimes that's true, but not always. Well-known brands often provide consistency, and that has value. But consistency is not the same as happiness, and a higher price does not guarantee greater satisfaction. Sometimes a simple meal from a roadside cafe brings more joy than a dinner at an expensive restaurant. Sometimes a plain t-shirt feels better than a designer shirt. Sometimes a quiet evening with family is more meaningful than an extravagant celebration. Before buying something, you should ask yourself, would you still buy this if nobody could see it? Would you buy this car if nobody admired you for it? Would you wear this watch if nobody recognized the brand? Would you take this holiday if you could not post photographs on social media? If the answer is yes, it is probably something you genuinely want. If the answer is no, you may simply be paying for applause. And applause fades very, very quickly. So now we have come to a point for us to reveal the practical 5-part plan. Go slowly, become wealthy. A practical plan. Based on the lessons from the art of spending money, here are 5 practical rules you can follow. Rule 1. Ask who the purchase is really for. Before buying anything, ask yourself, who am I buying this for? If the main purpose is to impress other people, think twice. Rule 2. Protect quiet compounding. Save quietly, invest quietly, and improve quietly. Never allow someone else's lifestyle to become your financial plan. Rule 3. Do not make money your identity. Avoid becoming trapped by labels such as I'm a saver, I'm a spender, I am rich, or I live in luxurious life. Money is a tool, not your personality. Rule 4. Use a wide funnel and a tight filter. Within your means, experiment with different ways of spending, but quickly reject anything that does not bring genuine value or happiness to your life. Rule 5. Do not confuse price with happiness. An expensive product is not automatically better. Sometimes it's not right for you simply because everyone else buys it, and a brand name does not automatically give meaning to your life. In the end, you need to ask yourself one simple question. Does this expense give me greater freedom, or am I merely performing for other people? The true art of spending money is not about looking rich. It is about using money to live freely. That is the kind of wealth you should truly build. Take a minute to think about it and tell me in the comments, what kind of wealth are you hoping to achieve? Your answer may reveal one of the most important ideas guiding your life. I am Investor Wannabe, wishing you every success.